Blessed evening, everyone. Welcome to Hobbit Kitchen Friday Night Treats. Tonight, I'm making malasadas, which is a Portuguese fried donut dipped in sugar or cinnamon sugar. But we're going to change it up and use the Valentine sugars for a little splash of color. Now, this dough literally takes 4 hours total to make, so I just finished making the dough. I didn't film that process, but I will put the recipe down in the description for you. So let's get started. So, as I said, I just finished making the malasadas dough. So I'm going to put it on some parchment, cut pieces, and stretch it out. These are one of my favorite Portuguese pastries, and out here there are no Portuguese bakeries, and unfortunately the best and only one that I know of is all the way in P-Town, where honestly I don't like to go. It's a nightmare of a drive, and let's just say in order to go there, you got to see some things that some of us would just prefer not to see. So anyway, these are going to fry up in oil and get nice and fluffy and light. So we're just going to stretch each piece of dough while my oil heats up. I cut some of these a little smaller than I normally would, just so that I'll be able to show all the different colors of the sugars when I'm done. So I've got a bunch of different sized pieces ready to go. Now I'm going to check on the oil. So I'm still waiting for the oil to heat up. I've got all of the colored sugars, and I've set up some paper plates with a little bit of plain white sugar. So I'm going to add a little bit of the colored sugars to each one and then mix them together. And then I'll do a separate dish with some cinnamon sugar. Just want to see if I can get the colored sugar onto Portuguese donuts. I've swirled all of the sugars and I've mixed up some cinnamon sugar. The oil's ready. Time to cook up the malasadas. Alright, the oil's definitely hot enough. Here we go. Obviously I have to fry these in batches. First batch is done. Just going to let them drain on the paper towels for a moment and then dip them in the sugars. So while they're still warm, I'm going to take first one that I honestly made a little smaller than I meant to, but that's okay. I just want to coat the whole thing in the sugar. Kind of like a sugared donut. Do the next one in the purple. These are looking great so far. Now I'm just going to cook up the rest. I made one giant one because my favorite is the cinnamon sugar, so I'm going to coat that one in cinnamon sugar. These look absolutely delicious. It is time for a tasting. These look so yummy. Let's see how they taste. So soft and fluffy. That's all for this week's episode of Hobbit Kitchen Friday Night Treats. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great night, everyone.